Hello and welcome to the Warmness Machine podcast. My name is Lindsay. This is a fiber arts podcast. I am a crocheter, a knitter, and a spinner. And in today's episode, I will be going over some finished objects, or FOs as they're sometimes called, some works in progress. There's only one. And at the end of these podcasts, I usually have a book to recommend to you, a children's book to recommend to you. And I'm also reading a book, and I'd like to share that with you also. I have some new subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also have, I really have been appreciating everyone's comments. You have no idea. I only have like one friend in my vicinity who knits and crochets, and she doesn't do it very often because she's a mom of two small children too, but she also has some other things going on. We all have things going on, so it's so lovely to be able to come here and connect with so many people all over the United States and the rest of the world. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you and welcome. And if this is your first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy this episode. I have some ginger tea, which is steaming, bubbling hot. I'm still sitting in my rickety chair, which I have yet to fix or put some WD-40 on. I think it's called WD-40. Oh my goodness. I hope you have some tea. This is not going to be a long episode. My husband has been watching my episodes, and he said, well, they could be like 10 minutes long. And I'm like, just because you don't have time doesn't mean someone else doesn't, okay? But I do personally like to keep them under 20 minutes or around 20 minutes. That just works for me. So give me one more second to enjoy this beautiful ginger tea. I'm so sorry, I'm a sipper. I'm a loud sipper. So what am I wearing? I'm wearing the JS cardigan. It is from this book, Colorful Crochet Knitwear. It is by Sandra Gutierrez, who is also known as Nomad Stitches. I love this. I test knit this for her when she was getting ready to release this book. And I was like a month or two postpartum. So it is very big, and I'm just showing you a little bit of it. I think the original one stops up here somewhere, but I love how it covers, how like roomy and just big it is. So let me show you what it looks like in the book, actually, since you can get a look at it. Here it goes a little bit to the, but not as, definitely mine is bigger. This has black along the side. I used every color except this green. I think this green right there is called tobacco, but I did use the pink and the ecru, and I think we all know I like green. I like green. My nose ring is green too, so which I need to switch. Yeah, so I have some, it's been a minute, so, you know, I haven't been here because, honestly, my dog died, and I just didn't want to be seen or heard. I'm still very depressed. I don't know why I brought it up. I hope I don't cry. But, yeah, so that's why I haven't been here, and I'm trying to slowly come back and feel more comfortable. But yeah, and she would be right there sleeping. I just miss her so much. So yeah, now that we're all teary-eyed, let me have a sip of my wonderful ginger tea. Okay, so let's get into it. I've made a few things, and I will start with the oldest thing that I made. Like I said, my sweet dog died. She had kidney failure, which was the worst. And after she died, I wanted to just work on something. Well, I'm not a prolific maker. I'm not like a da-da-da-da-da. So I was still working on a lot of lace, and I decided to knit the Kuutar Beret by Sari Nordlund. I used Explore Knits and Fibers, Good Natured colorway, which at that time they were coming out with a collection and then moving on, a collection and then moving on. And I held it double with some silk, soft silk mohair from Knitting for Olive. And this is it. I did not put a top on it, a thing on it. I might. It does not fit my little afro. I don't think this is my hat. I don't think this hat is for me. Because look, it's like, bonjour, comment ça va? Actually, it looks great. I just need to do something about this TWA, this teeny weeny afro. I think this is going to someone I know very well. I don't want to say who it is because they watch this podcast. So. But yeah, was it difficult? I think I'm a lace knitter. I'm definitely a lace crocheter. And so and also this yarn just has these like sort of greens and like just browns and pinks, and held with that mohair lace. So pretty, just so incredibly pretty. I'm so proud of this. It has an I-core edge and lots of twisted rib. I don't think I always do make a mistake. Even if it's a little mistake, I'm of the make sure your soul can get free camp. I don't know if you're aware of this, but in a lot of traditions, people will make a mistake in their hand makes, rugs, clothing, whatever, so that their soul doesn't get trapped in that item. And yeah, that's me. I'm not 100% superstitious, but a little bit. So there's like one or two tiny mistakes. But for the most part, if I do make a mistake, I go back and I fix it. And there was one mistake in here I couldn't figure out, and I just left it in there, and I thought, well, that's good. And so even for myself, obviously there's mistakes in this. So yeah, but yeah, so the Kuutar Beret by Sari Nordlund. I enjoyed this. I definitely feel like if I ever start straightening my hair, or, doing a different hairstyle, or doing, if my hair gets long and I start doing twists again, I'm growing it out. My son loves my hair, and I used to have a very huge afro, but I just wanted to cut it. So yeah, so that's one. The other object FO that I have are these. Forgive my rickety chair. I love it. I love it very much. These are the Maize fingerless mitts from Tin Can Knits. These are in some extra acrylic yarn. You'll see that this is here because someone who the mittens belong to, because they're not for me, someone who the mittens belong to decided to take them and wear them as a gauntlet. Can you guess who these mittens are for? So let me tell you a little story. I made the most lovely mittens for my son, and they never came home when they went to school. And so I was so sad. I was so incredibly sad. And I went to the school, and I, because there's this huge lost and found, and you pick out whatever, they weren't there. And I was so sad. So I thought, I'm not making them with wool. I'm going to use whatever leftover yarn I have. I made a huge blanket a few years ago with acrylic yarn. I crocheted it, so it's more cost effective. but this is what's left over. This is Vanna's choice. I think it's in the colorway like Kelly Green. These are for my son. I'm going to make some for myself because these are really, really cool. This is a free pattern and it's super duper easy. And I'm holding on to them until it gets chilly. And I'm going to stitch his name somewhere in there. I mean, I'm the only person who knits at this school, I'm pretty sure. So everyone should know. But yeah. And these were fun. These were fun. These were easy. There's nothing. Tin Can Knits always has these amazing patterns that are just perfect. And so at whatever level you're at, they've got you. I've always been impressed with their pattern writing and how they like push your skills to a new level every time. So this was a lot of fun. If you're trying to knit mittens or fingerless mitts for some gifts, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try and get that done for our little friend's baby. So yeah, couldn't recommend Tin Can Knits more for that. So yeah, the next thing that I made goes with the book. So I'm just going to skip to this book. I'll wait for the children's recommendation book later. I like to do that at the end of these episodes. I don't know if I said that earlier. But I am reading this book, All That She Carried by Tiya Miles. Tiya Miles is a historian that focuses on the Black American experience. She's written a book about Detroit, where I'm from, so I'm excited to pick that up after this. She's actually one of these just amazing writers that really can weave a tale and take you through it. I love her writing. I just started the book. I'm still in the introduction section, but I'll be out soon enough. I picked this book up because the Mid-Atlantic Fiber Association is having a book club, and I'm not a part of a guild yet, but I really want to join. I think the closest guild, which I think it's the Potomac Fiber Arts Guild. I don't know. I have no idea. But at any rate, I made a bookmark. My kids, their favorite thing is to take my bookmarks out of my books. And I made this beautiful thing with my hand spun. It is hand spun from a combo spin. It's crocheted. It's worsted weight, so it's pretty thick. But I will never be able to get over how pretty this is. And yeah, I made it, and my husband immediately says, old ladies like stuff like that. And he wasn't trying to call me an old lady. But I think he was saying, like, that's such a nice thing to have. So I'll let you know about this book when I finish it. Hopefully I finish it. That's it. Now, that's all for my knits and crochet items. Now I want to show you one more thing that I'm making. No. One more thing that I finished making, and it goes with something that I'm actually working on, which is a works in progress, but I'm kind of working on it, not really. So this is just some Berico, I think it's called Berico sock yarn that I picked up at a store. And this is a little DPN cozy. Oh, I don't want to cover up my mouth because it helps everyone. So this is a DPN cozy that I sewed. I love it so much. So I am, if you're wondering, like, what does that say? Star Trek. You can see this is a Star Trek fabric. I picked this up years ago. My godmother taught me how to sew, and I do have a sewing machine, but I'm not that good. But I can make this, so I did make this. That's the Star Trek Enterprise. On the inside is just some random fabric that I have in my fabric stash. I didn't want to buy anything. I love it. And then I have these snap buttons. They're okay. I got that from Amazon because I couldn't find it at Joann's. If I can, I like to shop at a brick and mortar. That's my bread and butter. So, and this pattern, I wasn't really prepared to tell you what it is, but I think it's called the diagonal cross pattern. Future me will put a name of it. I got it from the 25 Timeless Knit Sock book from the library. I love the library. If you're starting out and you're thinking, well, I don't want to spend too much money on Ravelry, buying all these patterns, go to the library. It's free. And you're supporting your local library. So yeah. So that's all that I have for finished objects. I only have one, other than the sock, work in progress. And it is this. But look, I have my homemade bag, my homemade crocheted little sock case with my little cozy, my little koozie. I'm living my own dream right now. Okay. The only thing I'm working on right now, I'm working on something else, but that's gonna come out with a separate video for you. So I'll take you through that process. That was fun. But is this. It's in here. My husband gave me this bag, or I stole it. Either way, it's mine now. And it is the Anya dress by Suzie Sparkles. I was looking for a pattern for a dress, crochet or knit, for my daughter. And next year I think I'll make crochet, because I think she likes crochet more than knit, but she'll never, I mean, how would she tell the difference? But over there's a sweater that I made her when she was 1 year old, and she refuses to let that go. She'll like squeeze her little body in it and say like, it fits still. So, or maybe it's the colors. Either way. So I am almost to the bottom lace, and I want to show it to you now. I'm using Knit Picks Swish DK weight. She runs hot, so I'm doing maybe a sleeve cap or a short sleeve, depending on how much yarn I have left. This was a lot of fun. Oh, I have a little problem there. The only thing with this is that every little problem with your stockinette comes through. And I had to learn how to add yarn as I go, because, you know, usually you get to the end and then I switch the yarn, but that wasn't the case. I figured that out. I love it, but look how much stockinette. Yeah, that's good TV knitting. Until you make a mistake. And I made a mistake. Okay, so I joined yarn here a little while ago, and it was always kind of bunched up. So yesterday I went to fix it, and you see I didn't. And I don't know how this got there. This like little extra thing of yarn. So now I'm ripping back. So that's what I'm doing, just below the little problem. I hope I'm gonna take this out and go a little bit further down. So I'm gonna lose about 2 inches of progress that I've made. And there's Pikachu. I was able to put everything in. Took about 10 minutes. So, yeah. But goodbye, problem. But I also, my kids are in my needles. But I also wanted to show you that this is the beginning of round marker, and I place that down here so that we know where the beginning of round is. So make sure to do that if you're doing this. So I had to go back and fix it, which set me back so much. So much. My daughter's birthday is in October. As we speak, it is September 17th, Tuesday. And it will be ready for her birthday. I started this in August. Let me take a sip. I really don't like to rush, because then you make a lot of mistakes when you rush. And I wasn't rushing when I made my mistake here. It was just, I didn't know how to join the yarn. And so there was a gap. So yeah. Anyway, I have this much left and this much left. I have 2 more inches of lace to go. I have actually 3 more inches left to go, because I have 1 inch till I start the lace, 2 inches of lace, and then the sleeves. So I feel like a very uneventful week could let me do that. However, my daughter has a fascination with lamps and has recently broken 2 lamps, just doing the knob the wrong way and the right way and the wrong way and the right way. So I actually need to go purchase some lamps because we don't have light at night. I mean, we have light, but we don't have significant amounts of it. So sadness all around. Okay, so this is called A Ride on the Red Mare's Back. It is by Ursula K. Le Guin. I think Le Guin or Le Guin. She is a well-known science fiction writer. She's written The Dispossessed. She's written Earthsea, which is for children, and was made into a show when I was younger. So yeah, she's fantastic. This story is amazing. And of course, at the end, my son says, "Are you crying?" Okay, he says that to me. He feels that way too, because in this story, a little boy is abducted by trolls. And this red mare is a gift. It's a little toy that the father gave to his oldest daughter. So he has 2 children. One is an older daughter, one is a younger son. One day, he says, "I'm going to take the boy out to go hunting." And the mother's like, "Man, why? He's young and it's cold. Like, it's about to storm." And he's like, don't worry. We'll be back by the evening." He comes back without his son. And he can't even talk about it. So that night, the sister says, I'm going to go get my brother. It's such a good book. It is so good. And let me just show you some pictures. She's such a good author. She's such a good writer, I should say, because, and let me tell you, I didn't tell you poor me. It is by Ursula K. Le Guin and paintings by Julia Downing. Okay. I want to show you this picture. Oh. I just adore. And then okay, this is obviously from the library. I'm a library advocate, 100%. Please get this book from your library if it's there, if it's available. It is old. It is published 1992, which doesn't seem long ago to me because I was in school then, you know, but it is such a lovely, amazing book. This book is for Lyra Sophia with love. So that's my book recommendation. A Ride on the Red Mare's Back by Ursula K. Le Guin. Paintings by Julia Downing. Oh my goodness, I made it through. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm having such a lovely time being here with you. I hope you had a lovely time. I will not wait long to come back. And thank you so much. Again, I hope you're having a really wonderful week, a really lovely time making. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out in the comment box below. I'll see you next time.